Hello, Irish Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Golden Domer Homer podcast. I'm your host, Robbie Neighbor, here again with the prognosticator, Tyler D. How we doing?
Eels.
And the Cub, Kenny Ball. What's going on, boss?
Fun game this week. Ready to get going on UNC.
Yep. Fun game this weekend. Thoughts on that to start us off, Tyler D.
Yeah, good game overall. Started out, obviously, all three of us were there. The environment was incredible. Stadium was loud. It was rocking. Had tons of recruits there, tons of NFL players, current and former. Really awesome game to be at. I thought the offensive line stepped up a little bit, only giving up one sack. Offensively, I think they look pretty good. I still couldn't tell you who I want to be the quarterback. I lean a little more toward Buckner, which seems to be a broken record for me. But, all in all, a pretty good game. Defensively, a little shaky, getting outgained on, Bo Bauer bailing us out there. And then USC's kicker missing one, I think, helped the numbers a little bit, but yeah, that was my negative for the week. Was defense was a little shaky, but all in all, great trip, great weekend, and ready to be back next weekend.
Kenny Ball.
I'm going to be kind of an echo. I think the offensive line played a little better. Kyron Williams is back. Had a hell of a game this week. I'd like to see that kind of momentum go into next week. I think Notre Dame used the bye week to do a lot of good things on offense is what I saw. They were getting the ball out a lot quicker. I didn't think Cone really played too bad. I was never too frustrated, didn't stay in the pocket too long. I would agree with Ty. The defense, you gave up. You still only gave up, 16 points? That's not –
That's the Trojans' lowest point total since, 2019, I think, week 3 or something, which is pretty solid still, man.
Yeah, and let's not forget your best player went out in the first half. So that doesn't make it any easier. So, and USC did hit a couple deep passes there toward the end. Let me just tell you, that Drake London kid is a stud. That receiver we got. So, all in all, though, I thought played well and ready to see what the offense has again this week against UNC.
Yeah, a little bit of some echoing, some a little bit different. There was Drake London had a great game. You take away 2 of his big catches. He had 2 catches that went for about 70 yards for 2 of them. He had 13 catches for 100 yards, which is still not bad. Yards per catch wise. He didn't get in the end zone, which is a big thing. He had those 170 yards, no touchdowns. The defense had a really good red zone plan. Bend but don't break kind of thing. When you're up against an air raid offense, they're going to get their yards. But they did kind of back off late, went back to that 3-down lineman, dropping fUSC into coverage, which I hate because when you rush the quarterback, he had 2 sacks, both of which were strip sacks. So,
yeah, they abandoned that and they started bringing heat that last series again, and they look incredible.
Yep. And like you said, Bo Bauer bailed us out, but Myron Tagovailoa was the one that hit his arm and caused it to be that short pop-up throw instead of where he was aiming. Kyle Hamilton, go ahead and he's already out this week versus UNC. I guess they go ahead and set him against Navy. We don't need him playing in that game with a banged-up knee.
I almost wonder if he's even going to come back.
I think he will.
Just because everything. Mel Kiper's got him the number 2 player in the draft right now, which I did see he has Drake London as number 4. So that's –
yeah, Drake London moved way up this week. Not way up, but I think he was 10 or 12, and he moved up to 4 after a big week. But I would have liked to have seen Cam Hart on Drake London a little bit more. I don't know about a shadow the whole game, but maybe just a little bit here and there. Try to slow him up a bit. But I think my last 2 thoughts are both about the offense. How about the Lorenzo Styles?
I was just getting ready. I was going to say that. He had a great game. They're starting to get him the ball more. He can move.
Oh, man.
And I don't know if it's your next thing, but we finally got our Lindsay end around that we've been asking for.
And it went for 14 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No, but I was going to say, did you see the video on Twitter of Lorenzo Styles blocking? He just ran through the cornerback, took his helmet off in the end zone, took him about 5 yards, and then put him on his back. It was awesome. But yeah, last point was Kyron Williams is the man.
Yep.
He
Fun to watch.
He maximized every run.
Yep. He's really fun to watch. And I think I agree with Ty on the Buckner thing. I just think it gives you that extra threat to run the ball, which opens it up for Williams.
And I'm okay with it. I know it's been talked about a bunch and everything else, and people don't like going back, but I'm okay with a Tommy Reese and Everett Golson type of relationship with that. Like, if it comes down to a 2-minute drill and Buckner's been shaky, I have no problem bringing Cone in to run the quick throw offense. But I like the idea of Buckner just being the week-to-week starter going into Ohio State week 1 next year.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, there's not much complaining you can do about this past week, honestly.
No, Cone was great. He was actually really good this weekend.
So, yeah, Avery Davis continues to play really well too. He had a touchdown this week, and right back to Mayer to start the game. That was awesome too. Get him back in the mix, and overall, coming off the bye week, I think everything was pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the tempo as well. I think we took the bye week and went ahead and figured out a way to run tempo without running like a 3-and-out and punting in 30 seconds type of thing. So I really like the Tommy Reese's game plan this week.
Yeah, same here. Good week for the Irish. Look at some opponents. Cincinnati wins again. Gets scared by the Naval Academy. We know something about puckering up against Navy during a playoff season. Bearcat fans got a little taste of that. UVA moves 6-2. Purdue blows out Wisconsin. Or I'm sorry, other way around. Wisconsin blows out Purdue at home, which I think I got wrong, I'm sure. Toledo beats Western Michigan. Florida State 3-4 now with a win over UMass.
They're back.
They are back.
We got a big one this week. I mean, I know Florida State's not good, but Clemson's not very good right now either.
Right.
Oh, it's a battle of the bottom feeders that used to be top feeders.
Yeah. I mean, chance for them to get 500 after a, I think, 0-4 start. So,
and would that make Clemson 500 almost, or would they be 4-3?
Clemson's 4-3 right now.
So Florida State beats them; they're both 500.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clemson was preseason number 2. Yikes!
Ooh.
Big yikes.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech loses again.
He's got to be that.
Fuente's a dead man walking.
Fuente's a dead man.
See ya.
Georgia Tech loses. USC obviously loses, and then North Carolina draws the bye week for Notre Dame, like everybody else that plays them, and Stanford was off this week too. So, any impact, Robbie? Strength of schedule? Anything stand out to you there?
Not really. Who'd have thought Purdue was looking like maybe our best win, unless until Virginia when we beat them, but. I didn't think we'd get this far along with Purdue being the biggest win on our schedule so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, Wisconsin's hanging at 5-3, and they just blew out.
I mean,
it's kind of turned into a disaster, this schedule. Right now, it looks like Virginia's going to be the second best team we play.
Their quarterback's
good. They got an interesting game this week. Bronco Mendenhall headed back out west to play in Provo. So that'll be a fun one to watch. But yeah, UVA's quarterback looks good, and he's a good coach. So that's an intriguing game coming up that Ty and I will be at that one as well. So
nice.
looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, in Wisconsin sitting at 5-3, I mean, they don't look like Wisconsin in the past, but they got a big game against Iowa on Saturday and could sneak up and be playing in the Big Ten championship and win the West.
They're the favorite,
which is insane
in that game, right? By 3.
They're favored by 3. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I don't.
We'll see if Ty makes that mistake again. He'll pick against them today and say, Graham Mertz really stinks.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Same thing he did last week, and then
Graham Mertz does stink.
Like a broken record.
Yeah.
Graham Mertz stinks.
I'm consistent at least. What can I say?
Do you know guess how many touchdowns Graham Mertz has on the season passing?
2.
Yeah. 2. The answer is 2.
That's not a lot. Not in week.
Derrick Henry has 1. So
this is true. Oh boy.
Notre Dame's got 3 quarterbacks with 2 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. But for somehow they continue to win games you don't think they're going to win. It's a little strange.
It is.
But if we take a look around college football here, don't have a ton from last week. The slate was not very good. But this week's slate, I think, is going to be fun to watch. There's some teams, some ranked teams going on the road to places that could be interesting. You got Kentucky headed to Stark Vegas. I think that's going to be a fun one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll get a post-game interview from Leach if they win, and he'll say that famous quote, "It's like Woodstock, but everyone's got their clothes on." That was one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard from him.
He's a national treasure.
Georgia playing in a rivalry game this week. You got SMU, a dog on the road at Houston. Just games like that I think are very interesting. Iowa State's got to go to Morgantown. So this week could shake some things up in the top 10, and I think it'll be fun to watch. Just going through and watching those games. The game that sticks out to me, though, is Michigan State and Michigan. I think this is the week we say, is Michigan for real? Or does Mel Tucker really have this thing turned around in East Lansing? He's done a great job. They look really good, but we'll see. They're coming off a bye week this past week, and it's a home game in East Lansing. Big noon kick and college game day. We've seen one of those this year. It was a blowout, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But those are the things. This week's slate, I think, will be fun, and I think we'll see some shakeup in the rankings next week. And then I believe not – no, I guess it is the week after. When do the first playoff rankings come out?
Next week.
Yeah,
I was going to say, college basketball starts next week too, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's when Kentucky – I think Kentucky that first week plays Duke. So – because they always release it on that night because they want everyone watching ESPN.
Right. In between the 2 games.
In between the 2 games. So that'll be fun. I mean, we're coming down the stretch here to a very fun time, and I don't know what it's going to look like necessarily for us. Let's see. I think it's actually Tuesday the 9th. I think there might be one more game in there before the rankings come out. I could be wrong.
Tuesday the 9th. No, that's right, because this Sunday is Halloween, the 31st.
Yeah, so then there's another week in there.
Oh, the 9th.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Why did they say a week from today?
Well, then maybe it is. Maybe that's not the first one. Maybe a week from today is the release, and then they're going to do that. But college basketball starts on the 9th, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with our podcast moving forward, because we'll have the basketball team playing in Maui. We might be live streaming the game in Maui while we're filming the.
Yeah. I was going to say we should try to get on here before the committee gets together and releases it for sure, and try to go through at least like top 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's film on Sunday next week. And
yeah.
If you're home, Ty, I don't know when you plan on coming home.
Oh yeah, I'll be home.
Can't imagine you'd be in South Bend too long. But those are the things around college football that I think are coming. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rob. I think, Ty, you mentioned it this week. Looks like Kelly, he rolled out the red carpet this week for those recruits and had some new players come through. We saw Chase Claypool tailgating right next to us. So it was a good time. He was giving it to an official at one point on the sidelines.
Oh, I saw it. He had to be pulled back.
And somebody went and grabbed him and pulled him back.
Yeah, I love to see it. He's one of my all-time favorite players, and he continues to rise on that list. But Josh Adams being there, Claypool, I think I think the Martins were there, both of them, Zach and Nick.
Terry Gillery.
Yep, Tillery was there. I mean, Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis was there.
Heisman.
I mean, I think from what I talked to Brian Driscoll at the tailgate, and I think he said there was upwards of like a ridiculous number of recruits. I mean, I think he named everybody all the way. I think there was a 2025 recruit there, even like just crazy stuff. But what came out of it was these last few weeks, we got Eli Raridan, the tight end recruit commit. He's risen to be like, I think it's a top 75 recruit at the moment. He might be the number 2 tight end in the country as of right now again, along with Holden Stays, who's not far behind. Word is it's heating up with Billy Schrouth, the offensive lineman from Wisconsin that appeared to be lost. We got Tom Loy and Steve Wiltfong have crystal balled him to Notre Dame. Mpemba tweeted tonight, Samuel Mpemba, I think he's the number 1 athlete in 23. He just tweeted commitment coming soon tonight, about 2 hours ago. Anthony Lucas continues to be a mystery. He wants to play baseball as well, so that'd be interesting if we could get him and Drake London in back-to-back classes, or Drake Bowen. Got Drake London on the brain still, but
yeah, Drake and Drake,
yeah. But him and Drake Bowen would be a big get back-to-back for the defense and for the baseball team. Apparently, Hero Canoe, the defensive lineman from Germany that's in California now, had a great time with Alex Ahrensberger. They're from the same trainer from Germany. So that was a big, good visit, positive. And Xavier Wonkpa has announced December 8th he's committing. So mark your calendars. Can't wait.
I think I saw some tweets from like his mom sounding like she loved Notre Dame this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was about as good of a weekend as we could do with the light show, coming into like the modern college football thing. And, like the traditionalists are pounding their fists now seeing all that stuff, but I think the kids loved it.
Ty, if we have any traditionals listening, tell them what you got to say.
All the home games are on NBC.
That's right. Stay home and watch.
Yeah. Don't have to yell at people to stand, or the people that are standing in front of you.
No, I think it was a good weekend. It's the stadium, like you said, it was electric. I mean, compared to what we've seen in the past, it's always fun when USC comes to town. Honestly, we sat pretty close to their band, and I didn't really hear much from them. I've been up there when it's quiet enough that all they do is play that song over and over and over again.
It's still stuck in my head.
Yeah, no, I was down and to the left. I was in the corner opposite, not like diagonally, but straight to the left of the band. So I was probably about 8 sections over from you guys or so.
Yeah.
How crowded was the stadium and the tailgate lots this weekend, though, as far as like bathrooms and concessions went? Like,
at one point, I think I had to go with like an hour and a half before I was going into the stadium, and I said, I'm just going to have to hold it. Like, there's no way. I'm not waiting in line.
I went to get 3 pops and a popcorn, and it took 40 minutes.
Yeah, dude, I left 3 minutes, about 3 minutes on the clock, or 30 seconds on the clock before half. I got back with 3 minutes off the clock in the second half.
That's what happened at time.
Very similar timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Also, I forget who it was, but we had a recruit or a commit that picked off Arch Manning this past weekend.
Yeah, Keon Keeley.
Yeah.
That kid is seeing a meteoric rise in the rankings.
Well, did you see that play?
It was awesome.
He jumped and just took it almost out of his hands.
Yeah. No, Keon Keeley is going to end up being he's a 5-star already, but he's going to end up way up there.
And we got it, right?
Oh, he's committed and big time committed.
Good.
He committed the day before Brendan Vernon did, and apparently it was like a concocted plan that he was going to commit, and then he hit Vernon up and was like, let's do it back to back, and then Vernon did. So,
well, that's all good stuff. So December 8th, Xavier Nwamka.
That's the big one.
That'll be an interesting day. Hopefully we can get him. But Ty, take us through the game week here.
All right. Well, we're back. We're back in South Bend. We're under the lights again. Hopefully Hopefully the same vibes as last time. 7:30 kick. North Carolina coming to town. NBC, Tarico, and Breeze. Early lines got Notre Dame as a 3.5-point favorite. Wild stat here. They've met 21 times. Notre Dame leads the series 19-1. Last meeting was last year at North Carolina, 31-17 win. Tar Heels led by Mac Brown. He's 88-59-1 in his second stint at North Carolina. Texas sandwiching Texas with those as a college football Hall of Famer, great coach. Excited to see him lead the boys and to a loss in South Bend. So, what do you think of the Tar Heels?
That game last year was 17-17 and a half. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Shout out Clark Lee.
Shout out.
Yeah, without Kyle Hamilton for the second half.
Yeah.
So, I have less faith in the Tar Heels this year than I did last year by a mile. They still have the weapons on the outside. Sam Howell still throws a great deep ball and is very Baker Mayfield-y. But they don't have either one of their 1,000-yard rushers from last season. Their running back's not the same. They just got a big offensive line commit they took from us with Zach Rice, but he's not there yet. I don't like their O-line. I think we eat them up. I like a similar score to this week, but give me 34-13 Irish. So we'll see. What you got, Kenny?
Yeah, I will. That's my biggest thing. You look at this team; they lost two of their best players to the NFL, two 1,000-yard rushers from a year ago. They've given up some points in their last two games. They gave up 35 to Florida State, and they gave up 42 to Miami. They were able to beat Miami 45-42. I think the defense comes ready to play. I'm going to say Irish win this one 35-21. I think they do give up 3 touchdowns here, but I like the spot for Notre Dame. It seems like, and I mentioned after the UC game a little bit that I was a little worried about Notre Dame kind of losing sight of the end goal still. Seems like Kelly's got them on the right path here to really finish this season 11-1 and go to a bowl and try to take some momentum into next year. So I like the Irish here by about 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. You said 42 like 6 times, so I pick a Notre Dame to score 42 points and give up 24. I think it'll be, there's going to be some points scored Saturday. Bet the over. That's my advice. But yeah, I think Sam Howell's going to throw on them a little bit, but they're not going to be able to run the ball. Just keep them under pressure and get some stops and outscore them. But yeah, I like Notre Dame pretty big. So.
Yeah, I look back at their first game of the season when they played Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And Virginia Tech's, I like our defense better than their defense. And they really struggled to score in that game. I mean, they lost 17-10.
Yeah.
So I like our D-line to really cause Sam Howell some problems. And like you said, they can't run the ball. So once they can't run the ball and we're up about, 10, 12 points on them, it's going to be Isaiah fUSC time. So.
Hey, I just like to call a tie out sometimes. What did you say that score was going to be?
This week?
Yeah.
42-24.
42-24. All right. I thought you said 42-21, which would only put you a half a point over the over-under. Over-under currently sitting at 62.5, so that would have been kind of funny.
That is high.
But it is high, especially when you're dealing with Notre Dame, who has not given up a lot of points since week 1.
And has not scored a ton of points.
No.
Without the defense scoring.
Yeah.
Right. And that 41 against Wisconsin, but
a kick return and 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, 21 of them were defensive, right? Yeah. Or non-offensive, I guess.
Right. Defensive special teams.
30-something a game. I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
31 points a game. They're giving up 23. That's not going to get you there this weekend, though. So.
Nope.
No. Yeah, that's kind of my thought on the game. Robbie?
Oh, yeah, I already said.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I went 34-13. I think we hold them out. And I really do think the D-line eats Sam Howell up. I think we'll get one of the big games this week. So
the Golden Domer homers remain homers.
Yes.
Yeah, not surprisingly.
All right, well, we got a hell of a slate here.
Well, real quick, before we do that, let's do some bold predictions. We skipped that this time. I can start. I think this week with Kyle Hamilton out, I think we finally see the appearance of Xavier Watts on defense at some point. And I think he's going to have at least a pass breakup. I'd like to predict an interception from Xavier Watts as my bold prediction on defense. And on offense, I'm taking Lorenzo Styles, 100 yards and a touchdown receiving.
I like that. It really looks like they're getting him into the game plan every week. My bold prediction of the week isn't going to be any yards. I know this is bold after last week. I'm going to predict that they run Buckner out there for more than 50% of the plays this week. I think that running package was just too good last week. If they do that, I like Williams over 120 yards.
Yeah.
And then on defense, I'll go fUSC strip sack again.
Yep. I like that. I think he will have it. If not one, but maybe two even again.
I like a Cam Hart pick, possibly a pick six. Offensively, I like Logan Diggs and Kyron to at least have one touchdown each.
Oh, okay. Logan Diggs got the ball a lot last week too.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Tyree's playing or not.
I was going to say I haven't heard any word on his turf toe. I know he's like week to week, but
that's good stuff. Well, before we hop into the picks, Ty, worst week you've had all year, man.
Oh yeah,
2-4 last week.
Damn.
The lock.
I don't know
what
it was.
Pushes. What a world we were living in. Ty is now 0-6-1 in the locks.
Unreal. Unbelievable.
Also,
I know my lock lost.
Robbie, I'm sorry.
My lock lost, didn't it?
Your lock did lose, and your super dog lost. So
yeah, my super dog got crushed.
Little weekly recap. I went 3-3, picked up a game on Ty. Robbie, you went 4-2, picked up 2 games on Ty, which means all of us are currently sitting at 26-17 on the year.
Jeez Louise.
The locks, my lock won. Ty's pushed. Robbie, yours lost. So Robbie and I are 4-3 on the year for locks. Ty's 0-6-1. Needs help. Sorry for all you fans of the team he picked this week, because if they don't cover, they're either winning a close one or they're
going to lose.
So, and then Superdog, you guys both lost and mine won. Oklahoma State getting 7 just didn't make sense to me against Iowa State. So I have 3 Superdog points this year. Robbie, you got 2. Ty, you have 5. So with that being said, Ty, you want to go through the picks or you want me to?
I can run through them.
Run through them for us, buddy.
All right. Well, we got a big weekend in the Big Ten. Starting off with the in-state battle between Michigan and Sparty. Michigan goes to East Lansing, like we mentioned, is a 4.5-point favorite. Kenny Ball, who you like?
Give me Mel Tucker. I don't like Jim Harbaugh. When I get the chance to bet against Michigan, I do. I'm going to go with State to win a close one at home.
Rob, who you got?
I think Michigan comes in and wins this game. I think one of these teams is going to be proven to be a fraud, and I'm putting it on Sparty. I think Aiden Hutchinson in that front is too much. We'll see if they can run the ball. That worries me. That Michigan State running back is a stud, but I think Hutchinson and that D-line neutralizes it. I'll take Michigan by 6 to 9 points, somewhere in there.
Gonna echo that. I think Michigan's legit. I'm not as confident in Michigan State. I think Michigan wins and covers. Definitely, maybe by more. Going to the Big Ten West, Iowa, number 2 team in the country at one point, is a 3-point dog going into Camp Randall. Robbie, explain that to me.
I'll never understand it. If I've learned one thing this year from college football, It's that when Wisconsin's favored, they lose by double digits. So I'm locking Iowa as my lock of the week. I'm taking Iowa in this game. I think the defense for Iowa got exposed a little bit against Purdue, but that was in the passing game, which Wisconsin can't do. So, what you got, Kenny Ball?
I'm going to go with the Badgers, and I'll tell you why. I think Iowa's going to struggle to score this week. I think Wisconsin's really good in the middle. They've only given up 27 points in the last 3 games. You look at the Notre Dame game, how many points did they give up to the offense?
Graham Mertz is going to do that again.
Well, maybe. He hasn't done it the past couple weeks. I think they go out, they get their 4th win, their biggest win of the year. I think we talked about if they win this, they're sitting at the top of the Big Ten West, and they can still go win that Big Ten. So or they can win the Big Ten West. Let's be very clear. We're not going to beat Ohio State.
No, I don't think any.
I actually think Ohio State might win the national championship.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there.
But I'm going to go with Wisconsin to win this game. I would say an upset, but I guess they're favored, so I don't really know where that sits there. So I'm going to go with the Badgers.
Vegas loves the Badgers. I don't really understand it.
Vegas numbers love the numbers still say that Clemson would be favored against everybody except for like 4 or 5 teams.
Well, the number's not very good then.
Well,
because Kenny Pickett looks like a Heisman candidate all of a sudden.
Well, I like Iowa as well. I just think they're a way better team.
Oh,
hang on. Got me. All right. I just think they're a way better team, and they're going to outscore Wisconsin. I think they went outright at Camp Randall. World's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia -14 playing Florida in Jacksonville. I'll lead off and say Georgia wins by 24 points. They're just going to obliterate them. That's just going to happen.
I think the defense eats them alive.
Yeah, I'm not sure Florida's going to score more than 7 points.
Yeah, I was thinking 9, 3 field goals max.
So we're going to all go Georgia there. I still like Georgia. I like what I've seen the past couple weeks out of Ohio State.
I'll tell you this. The game I want to see most is Georgia versus Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt, number 1 on my list.
I think that's the nation's best offense and the nation's best defense.
Yeah, that receiving core versus that defense with the quarterback. Yeah, I'm ready to see it.
Okay. Sticking in the SEC.
You guys are the first people I've talked to that want to see Georgia's offense play against Ohio State's defense.
Well, that's bad versus bad. It works out well.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Tom.
Staying in the SEC, going to the West. Lane Train goes to the Plains. Auburn, 3-point favorites at home against Ole Miss. Kenny, who you like?
You guys want to hop on the choo-choo train? Give me the Lane Train. They got the best player on the field.
Corral.
Corral's too good. Give me the Rebels.
I'm with Kenny Ball. I like the way it goes. I think Auburn is not all they were cracked up to be. I like their running back, but I don't like much else. And Bo Nix is a fraud.
Yeah, 3 votes for Ole Miss. I just think they can score at will on pretty much everybody. So
they don't play Georgia, do they? That'd be kind of fun to watch. Because they just sling it all over the field.
Yeah, I truly feel Lane Kiffin could score points on anybody that wants to try to play against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Back to the Big Ten. Penn State, 18.5-point dogs going to the Horseshoe. I'm going to go ahead and go first and say Ohio State's going to win. I don't know if they're going to cover, but they're definitely going to win.
I think they win and they cover by maybe a decent amount.
I like Ohio State. And I read something today that said, what's his name? What's the quarterback's name at Penn State?
Clifford.
It said Clifford to be 100% versus Buckeyes. Good, because that guy's not very good.
Backup is worse. The backup is maybe I'd bet on your high school quarterback when you were there your senior year. Was it Drew Hulston?
Yeah.
I'd take Drew Hulston over their backup.
Also, speaking of Penn State real quick, a lot of traction seems to be being had there about Franklin going to USC. So that's interesting.
I'm really hoping it's Jeff Fisher.
Well,
yeah, that was a wild tweet by PFF. If Jeff Fisher is coaching USC, then Mike Bone's going to get fired before the press conference. Our friends Iowa State are 7-point favorites going to Morgantown. Kenny Ball, you love Iowa State. You're a big Matt Campbell guy. You love teams that go 8-5 every year, but everybody acts like they're going to win the national championship. What happens with Matt Campbell leading the boys into Morgantown?
Well, coming off a big win, I think it's a big spot for him. I don't know. This is a game that I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm probably going to go ahead and lean West Virginia, but that's a big bet with my heart and not my brain. But I really don't like them, and I don't like the numbers also, those Vegas numbers I was talking about. They say Iowa State better than Notre Dame, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Rob, what do you think?
I'm going to go ahead and take – I hate to do it. As much as I hate that they won this weekend, I'm going Iowa State. I think they're getting their bearings about them a little bit, and I don't like where West Virginia's at as a program this year. Also, that taunting call against Iowa State that cost them a touchdown gets them a touchdown this week just because karma, and they win by about – I'm taking them by 4. They don't cover, but they win.
Nice. I don't know if it's bias or I just love the smell of a burning couch, but I'm gonna pick West Virginia to pull off the upset at home. I think Iowa State's gonna get caught looking behind.
I'll tell you what, this week's picks, there's going to be a lot of room to pick up ground or lose ground.
Yeah. Well, speaking of picking up ground, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my lock of the week here. The Cats. Kentucky goes to Mississippi State. Go ahead and call it my lock of the week. UK minus 1.5. I think they're going to win outright. They're going to cover. They're going to obliterate Mississippi State. That program's a joke. CATS, Cats. I'm 1-6-1 following this week. Here it comes.
All right. So coming into this podcast, I was going to go UK. But based on history, I'm taking Mississippi State. I'm just picking against Tidy because the numbers say to do that. So
coming into this podcast, I was taking Mississippi State. I'm betting against them again. Ty, I don't know what that analysis was, but you can take it elsewhere. Give me the Dogs.
Yep.
I'm gonna have my cowbell out and everything. Just ringing that thing in your ear all night.
I mean,
Mike Leach.
This is probably the best UK team in their program's history. They're not going to go lose to Mississippi State. I just can't see it happening. But maybe it does.
I think you jinxed them, so that's where I'm at.
Maybe I did. As a Louisville grad, I'd be okay if I did jinx them, but I mean, I just don't see it.
Fair enough.
Going to the Power 6 American Conference action, SMU looks like the second best team in the conference. Goes to Houston as a 1-point dog.
Mm-hmm.
KB, who do you like?
That is me hammering.
Oh,
Mustang.
I thought you were doing the cowbell again.
Me too. I did too.
That is me hammering the Mustangs. Pony up. Give me SMU in this one. They're good. They got a good offense.
Yeah, no, that's what caught my eye and why I suggested we might make this one of the picks because I think SMU might hop on them and beat them by about 20. I like that team. I think they're explosive.
3 picks for SMU. Pony up, baby.
Yep, love it.
We got a homecoming game, as Kenny mentioned, for Bronco Mendenhall. He takes the Cavaliers westward to BYU. BYU is a 2.5-point favorite. Robbie, who do you like?
Cavaliers. That offense is something. I think their quarterback's on pace to throw for like 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns or something insane. I mean, Armstrong is – I'd never heard of him until this year, but, man, he's good. He's got that Baker Mayfield type of feel to him out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, BYU looked pretty good and then didn't. I like UVA to get the win. I'm sure they're going into a bye week too because they play Notre Dame in 2 weeks. So, yeah, give me the Hoos to go to Provo and get the win.
Make that 3. I like Mendenhall to go get the win out there.
Which, mentioning that bye week, Tidy, for Virginia.
Yeah.
All the more reason to sit Kyle the next 2 weeks, no matter what. Even if he wants to come back, no need to come back for Navy. We need you versus that Virginia passing offense.
Right. Yeah, we don't need you to come in with a sore knee and get shot blocked 4
Right.
times.
Especially at 6'4". Like
Against the high school offense.
that's not even good at anything. They're horrible this year.
I could literally transcribe this before Ty even says the things that he's saying.
Consistency is key. Last pick of our double slate this week. Louisville, 7.5-point dogs, I believe, go to NC State. NC State at times has looked really good. At other times has not looked so good. How will they look on Saturday, Kenny?
NC State wins. Covers. Give me the Wolfpack.
I've had a slight change of heart in my picks. I think it might bite me in the ass, but my super dogs at 7.5 are the Cardinals. They're going to win this outright.
Cards outright. I love the pick. I'm not going to take the pick. I love the pick. I think NC State's going to win, but I don't think they're going to cover. I think they're going to win by 3. Cards are going to lose. Cards are going to lose by 3 again.
I think they put it together this week, and I think State is not legit.
Yeah,
So.
they were kind of a team, kind of like I feel about Michigan State right now. So
Yeah, very similar.
KB, you want to take us through locks and super dogs?
Yeah, I can get us through there. I may have just changed my mind as I talked through my lock. I'm still making up a decision here. I'll tell you that the 2 options I have, SMU +1. I think that might be free money. I also had written down Irish -3.5. I don't think any of us have really taken them as a lock. But I like where Notre Dame is. Part of me wants to not jinx it, so I'm leaning, and I'm going to lock in SMU +1.
I like it. I like it.
I do think the Irish cover, but I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm going to go SMU +1 with my lock of the week. And I'll just stick to +1. But I was going to say, honestly, I'll probably bet them on the money line this week. So, but I will go SMU +1 lock of the week.
You heard mine already. CATS, cats.
Yep.
Mike Leach will be making stupid jokes in his halftime press conference down 17 at halftime. So,
yeah, you already heard both my lock and my dog. I'm with Kenny Ball there, but I got Iowa and Louisville. My lock's Iowa, my dog's Louisville. So. I did like Texas Tech, though, as a super dog because Oklahoma doesn't tend to beat teams by 20 points very often. They almost lost to Kansas, and the team before Kansas, and the team before Kansas.
You know who they almost lost to as well?
Who's that?
The Green Wave. Who is my super dog this week against the Bearcats? They're 27 or 27.5-point dogs. I'm not sure which one.
24.5, I thought.
They're only going to lose by 20. So ride the wave.
So
17. They're going to lose by 17. I agree with you. I think UC is terrible at scoring points.
Ride the wave.
I picked them to win the game outright. How can I not pick them as my super dog? Give me the Mountaineers at home in Morgantown. +7 against Iowa State. Iowa State coming off a big win last week. A little bit of a letdown spot, I think. So I'm going to go with the Mountaineers to get it done and at home and get a little momentum for themselves headed into basketball season over there in Morgantown. Because that's what they're excited about. All they care about is Huggy Bears almost coming back.
Yep. He'll be pacing the sideline. Well, he'll be sitting on that stool in his sweatsuit, coaching the boys up.
I'm excited for this slate. I don't want to do anything but watch football all day on Saturday. Of course, a lot of these games, when's the last time Kentucky played a football game that wasn't at 7 o'clock?
Yeah, I know.
They played Georgia at 3:30 a couple weeks ago.
That's a big SEC network thing. I think how they've
All
done
right.
They're always getting in the slate, not the 12:30 Jefferson Pilot slate that they used to be in.
Spur of the moment question for you. I got 2 of them. You guys can each answer first, or I can go first. Right now, what is your prediction for 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the country at the end of the year? Right now, and who does Notre Dame play in the bowl game?
Oh,
okay, hang on.
This is.
I've seen it. I've read a little bit about the Notre Dame bowl game.
This
I
is
know who I want to play.
playoff, or this is.
Who would you predict 1, 2, 3, 4 for the playoff? Right now, not at the moment, but if you had to think about, I don't mean like for the full end of the, you know what I mean. But if you had to pick your 1, 2, 3, 4,
when they go to the playoff, what's it going to look like?
Yeah, who are you taking? Because I like UC. I like UC winning out and keeping 2. I like Georgia winning out and keeping 1.
So
Well, I think my 4th spot has got me scratching my head. I think Georgia, wins out, keeps 1. I think Oklahoma's going to win out just because the Big 12's weak. Ohio State, I think, is going to take a spot. I think UC, if they do win out, I don't think they're going to be the 2 seed.
I'll tell you right now what I would say. I think if those happen, I think it'll be Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, and UC in that order. I don't think Ohio State will jump an undefeated Oklahoma, but I think they'll jump an undefeated UC.
Here's my question right now. And the committee likes to stay with their initial rankings. They don't like to do jumps without losses.
Yeah.
What's the best win in the country right now?
You're probably say UC, but I don't know that it is.
I think it's run this by me. If Oregon runs the table and they're only the loss, their best win. They beat Ohio State.
That might be number 1. That might be the only win that beats UC's over us, to be honest.
Yeah, but by that point, Georgia will have beaten Bama.
Yeah, but Bama might lose another game.
Yeah,
they beat Florida by 3.
Yeah, I don't know. They could also run the table and beat Georgia in the SEC championship because it's Alabama.
Yeah, which is my kind of thought.
If that
means they're the 4 seed.
If that happens, UC's in trouble.
Yeah.
Big trouble.
Assuming those other things happen that we said, UC's out.
The big key this week is where UC is in the first rankings.
Because if you think they're not going to put a 1-loss Ohio State in there the way they're playing, in a 1-loss Georgia, and a 1-loss Bama that won the SEC, and Oklahoma, who went undefeated, won the Big 12, and you think they're going to leave UC? No way.
You mean you think they're going to put in UC? No way. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to jump UC.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see. What I'd like to see would be 1, Georgia, 2, UC or Oklahoma, 3, UC or Oklahoma, and 4, Ohio State. That would be the playoff scenario I'd like to see, just to set up.
I'd rather see UC get absolutely obliterated by Georgia in the first round and then Ohio State obliterate Oklahoma.
Well, no, I personally want to see the UC beat Oklahoma thing and Ohio State beat Georgia and knock them off, get to the national title and see the UC people talk their thing about being the best team in Ohio and then lose by 30.
I don't see a scenario where UC is not 4. Unless a lot happens.
Yeah.
Just because of their strength of schedule alone. I don't know if they're going to – I still think SMU can beat them. I mean,
I'll tell you what, they're scoring a lot of points, but Ohio State hasn't beaten anybody that's any good.
No. And Ohio State in Michigan is going to be a fun game this year, I think. I'm going to be very upset if it's not close, but I do believe I'm taking a Michigan to cover when the spread is Ohio State by 17 or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's an undefeated team we didn't think of.
You know what else we've assumed here?
What's that?
And I know, but they don't play a ranked team the rest of the way. We're assuming Wake Forest gets beat. What do you do if they win out?
They got to play for the ACC title, right?
They got to play for an ACC title.
Give me Kenny Pickett and those Pittsburgh Panthers.
And yep, but they will play. They play Duke, UNC, NC State, at Clemson, and at BC. I'm just saying, if they win out and they win the ACC,
they're in.
I do not put them in the playoff.
They're in.
It's a weird because okay, they'll say UC went on the road and beat 2 Power 5 teams, and I get it. Indiana's bad.
They're horrible. Which brings you back to Indiana versus Ohio State, 45-7.5. IU, UC was down 14.5.
Absolutely. So I think there's a lot to happen. It always works itself out. Typically, it means Oklahoma loses somewhere along the line.
They're going to lose. Have they played Iowa State yet?
They end the year with at Baylor, Iowa State, and at Oklahoma State.
They might lose all 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Oklahoma's pretty good. I like that offense.
I think they're better with Rattler on the bench.
Rattler's terrible. Caleb Williams is legit as they come as a freshman quarterback, but he's a freshman quarterback. And I think Iowa State, as much as I hate them, might have found their annoying stride where they are a 3-loss team that everybody says is better than they are.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. If I had to say how I think it would end, I would say Georgia, Ohio State, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, and UC. But again, that's a lot of assumptions.
I got the same 4 exactly as you, but I'm going Georgia, Oklahoma, UC, Ohio State. Just a loss.
I don't know.
I'd put 2 SEC teams in.
I'll tell you right now, betting against Nick Saban in the SEC title game is probably not wise.
It's dumb, actually.
So,
who are we playing in our bowl game?
I've read a lot. I've read Baylor. I've read
Michigan.
I don't want to play Michigan. Let's play someone different.
My pick, I'd love to play Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be a really fun game.
I think I also saw Penn State somewhere.
Ooh. Well, I like the team matchup, but I don't think they're good.
And I saw Iowa State again.
Oh. Well, if it turns into a playoff appearance next year after we beat the hell out of them, I'm all about it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I haven't seen a ton. But those are the bowl projections 2021.
Because I'm interested. I would really like to see either a Kentucky, maybe I don't even know who I'd like. Maybe Oregon and a Rose. I don't know which bowls are part of the playoff this year at all.
Let me tell you.
It's not the Rose Bowl because we technically played in the Rose Bowl last year in Dallas.
So we could
the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl.
Okay.
So they project Georgia, UC in the Orange Bowl, Ohio State, Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl.
So Kenny's prediction.
Yes. The Rose Bowl's Michigan State and Oregon. Oh, Fiesta Bowl, Ole Miss and Notre Dame.
That'd be fun. I would love that.
I might go. I might go.
Which bowl? You say Fiesta?
Fiesta in Arizona.
Let's do it. I would go. I would definitely. I would definitely go. That'd be awesome.
It's fun to start looking at those. That's 247 Sports' projections. This one is College Football News. They have. Well, it's not really loading. Oh. But these are fun to look at, those types of deals.
I like them.
It says Oklahoma and Georgia is the bowl projection for the finals.
Ooh, I don't see that happening. But
they have Oklahoma beating Ohio State and Georgia beating UC. Now let me go back one page here, and then we'll let everyone go here. Kentucky, Iowa in the Peach Bowl, Pitt, Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
That'd be horrendous. That would be.
Hey, it's just some of them, you just laugh at and you take with a grain of salt. But
here's a fun one: Athlon Sports has Fiesta Bowl versus Michigan State.
I'd rather do that than
Pitt.
Or
yeah, that's what CBS Sports has: Peach Bowl versus Pitt, Fiesta Bowl versus Pitt. Fiesta Bowl versus Cheez-It Bowl versus Baylor. Yak. Peach Bowl versus Wake.
Everybody's saying Fiesta Bowl on 3. Notre Dame versus Penn State.
I like the Peach Bowl Ole Miss a lot.
I like everything except the Cheez-It Bowl.
I don't want the Cheez-It Bowl.
I don't think anybody does.
I want a New Year's 6 and I want a W.
Well.
I like this one. College Sports Madness has Orange Bowl, Georgia versus Ohio State, Cotton Bowl, Oklahoma versus Alabama. Oh, Jesus Christ. Peach Bowl.
Who we got?
Wake Forest and Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We're probably playing next year.
Yeah.
It's got UC and Iowa in the Fiesta Bowl. So, all these different little.
All that needs to happen is a couple dominoes fall the wrong way, and everything is just so mixed up. It's silly. So,
Guy sat by at the Notre Dame game this week. Told me he thinks Notre Dame still got a shot.
Yeah, I think we've got a big shot. I don't know that I want the shot, but we have a shot.
I don't know. Cincinnati's got to lose twice, don't they?
Yeah,
they can do that.
Which, yeah, I mean.
Bleacher Report's
got to SMU twice. They could lose to them in Week 12 and then lose to them in the American Championship.
What did ESPN have us in? Do you know? Looking now.
I'm guessing it's like some terrible, ridiculous bowl you've never heard of.
Yeah, the Hawaii Bowl again.
Yeah, against like Boise.
Hawaii.
One of them's got us against Pittsburgh in the Fiesta Bowl. The other one's got us not in a New Year's 6 against Baylor in the Cheez-It Bowl.
The damn Cheez-It Bowl.
I swear, if we go undefeated the rest of the year, we have a New Year's 6 bowl in hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And it will be a winnable one, I believe, based on the season.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say bowl game, Tyler Buckner makes a name for himself like we like to do in bowl games and wins that job.
I would like that.
But
I think I think it's his job to lose once Kevin graduates.
I would like to know what Drew Pine did, though, to just get totally left out of the whole situation because he did not play bad.
Got to be a bad practice player.
Must be the worst ever since Phil Dracovic.
Oh, gosh. All right. Robbie, take us away, man.
Yeah, we'll talk next week. Look forward to seeing what we have to say after the hopeful win against the North Carolina Tar Heels. We'll see you next time.
Peace. Beat Heel.
Ride the wave.